Up next on Eco Company.
It's Plug-in Mania. We're talking about electric vehicles and lots of them.
We've been doing this rally for 40 years, since 1972. So back in 1972, the way you got an electric car is you made it yourself.
We take a look at EVs from the past and the present, and owners passionate about their electric rides.
Then, meet Gerty. She's a yellow VW Beetle, but she's no ordinary car.
These are 6 of the 12 batteries, and they are connected to the controller.
Gerty's got something new under the hood because this family decided to green her up.
And the big green bus, and this is no ordinary bus.
Inside of what used to be the luggage bays, we now hold the filters for our vegetable oil system.
12 students traveling 12,000 miles with their green message. All that and more coming up
On Eco Company, starting right now. Hi guys, thanks for tuning into Eco Company. I'm Riley.
And I'm Chris, and today we're enjoying the great outdoors. However, we're talking about alternative energy vehicles.
People have had a special relationship with their cars, well, since they were invented.
Yeah, and we met some car enthusiasts who have a special bond. They all love their EVs.
We're talking about all electric vehicles, and Jordan got a chance to see what it's all about. Hey guys, we're here at the Electric Vehicle Rally and Car Show. People here are really passionate about their electric vehicles, so let's start talking to them.
They come in all shapes, makes, and sizes. But the cars here have one thing in common, and it's not gasoline.
It's like driving a race car.
They all run on electricity. Once a year, fans get together across the U.S. to celebrate these electric riding machines at National Plug-in Day.
This is a gathering of the general public to meet enthusiasts like myself, people who actually own these cars.
We're in AP Environmental Science at school, and so our teacher sends out like a bunch of events that we could go to because they're required for the class, and so we thought this would be a fun one to come to.
Today, there's even some electric two-wheelers.
We are very excited to try out electric bikes, so we drove here and we bring our helmets.
Some vehicles are new, but many are older models converted by their owners.
It's very do-yourself, hands-on.
Tom Seidel is with the Electric Auto Association.
We've been doing this rally for 40 years, since 1972. So back in 1972, the way you got an electric car is you made it yourself.
So just what is an electric car? It's one that doesn't run on a combustible gas engine. Instead, it gets its juice from electric batteries, and you charge them by plugging in at home or at a charging station.
Electric cars are, for the most part, they're a more efficient drivetrain for one. An electric motor is more efficient than an internal combustion engine.
You can save burning gasoline and pollute the air and just go electrical, and you can recharge all the time for the lifetime of the bike.
The paint job, it tends to get attention. It's obviously lightning bolt inspired, and I figured that was fitting for an electric car.
This EV is a converted sports car built for performance.
By looking at this, it looks like a lot of stuff and it looks a little bit complicated. Can you tell us about it?
That's the beauty of an electric car. It really is not nearly as complicated as it seems. All you have is you got a battery source, a power source, a controller which regulates that power source, and an electric motor which is in the middle. You don't have an ignition system, you don't have a cooling system.
It took about 14 months to turn this baby into a green machine.
The thing I enjoy most about working on this car is I can work on it for hours and I don't have grease all over my hands. And it's a very clean process.
Though not mainstream yet, EVs have already racked up about 200 million miles on U.S. roads.
Part of the mission of Electric Auto Association is to try to educate the general public on what kind of mileage can you really get, what does it really mean to charge the car.
Some are designed for longer commutes. Some vehicles are designed just to get you down the street.
Well, this is a unique car, or motorcycle you said to be exact.
Technically a motorcycle. It really is kind of a car, but it's technically, legally in the eyes of California, it's a
Three wheels motorcycle.
Right.
So let's talk about the recycled aspect, because looking at some car logos, so tell us about how recycling played a role in making this car.
Okay, well, Obviously the signs are recycled, leftover road signs. Almost all the metal in it is used or recycled. The bed of the truck is actually, used to be my dining room table.
So you're really reusing
So
here.
I cut it up and used it.
This specially constructed vehicle needs a few more things like headlights and taillights to be road ready. But these two-wheeled wonders already are.
Electric light vehicle.
Yes.
So what exactly does that mean?
So electric meaning it runs on a motor, which is electric. Light means you can carry it with
Literally
you wherever
light.
you want to go. Literally light.
These electric bikes are all of the above, and Kumar Ganapathy with ELV Motors is showing us a few.
So we have two different electric bikes right here, different sizes, different weights. So let's start with this one. Can you tell us about it?
So the Velo Mini is built more for the commuters. This is a folding electric bike. It weighs about 30 pounds. This is a larger bicycle. This is more for short distance commuting. This has a range of about 20 miles per battery. If you know how to ride a bicycle, this is the mode of transportation for you.
So because these aren't just your average bike, is there any trick to riding them?
Not at all. If you know how to ride a bicycle, it's easy to get on it. You turn a little throttle, and the more you throttle, the faster it goes.
So should we try it?
Go right ahead.
All right.
Okay, let's take her for a spin.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, riding a bike has never been so easy and fun at the same time.
And I'm not the only fan.
I've learned that I really want an electric bike.
Uh-oh, parents, are you listening?
We can't forget about the bigger two-wheeled version too.
So this is not something you see every day, and that is for sure. So tell us about this electric motorcycle.
So this is an electric motorcycle conversion I did about 2 years ago. I didn't know what I was doing at all. So started from not knowing anything about electricity, about motorcycles really even. The motor is over here. The motor is actually in the hub. It has lithium-ion batteries in it. It has about 36 of them.
This is the motor controller and safety system.
It doesn't have a charger. So an interesting thing about motorcycles, as opposed to say cars, is that there's not a whole lot of room. So the charger is not on the bike. It's in my backpack.
So for this crowd, it's been an inspiring day to both share and learn more about electric cars.
From an eco standpoint, no gasoline, no emissions, clean riding vehicles.
How far they've come.
It's really folks like this that kind of lead the way for the rest of us.
And how far they'll go.
I think I'd definitely start a trend around campus driving this around.
One thing's for sure. It looks like electric vehicles are finally here to stay.
Coming up, a family's project to green up the family car.
I think my favorite part is when we changed the license plate and Gerty officially became Voltbug.
What it took to change this VW into a modern electric vehicle.
And later, meet the big green bus. It runs on food waste.
Really allows us to run on this recycled fuel, lower our carbon footprint, and talk to people about this really cool system.
We'll take a tour of this eco-friendly carriage. More Eco Company is straight ahead. Does your family ever take on a family project?
Working together on a common goal,
Well, this family did just that, and in a big way.
they decided to green up the family car and had a lot of fun in the process.
Meet the Bheda Family from Saratoga, California. Hemant, Monisha, Debanshi, Pranav, Krishna, and the family's newest addition, Gerty.
She is a Volkswagen Super Beetle, 1972.
Gerty's no ordinary bug either. The family turned her into a plug-in electric car. Hemant and his son Pranav came up with the idea while driving.
A bug went by and we were talking about the bug. Says, why don't we do some project together? And I said, how about an electrical car?
My dad actually had always wanted to make an electrical car when he was in college.
He was saying, but isn't that going to be too difficult? And I said, well, we'll figure it out.
And so the Bheda's mission began. First off, finding the right car.
Yellow is my favorite color, so when we met Gerty, who's become a part of our family now, it was a no-brainer.
Then the work began, and it's a job that took the whole family.
Pranav, he did most of the work, changing the brakes, changing the suspension, working on the transmission. Debanshi helped with the installation of the motor.
Every time I came home, it would be basically what we would do all weekend. It would be the talk of the dinner table. Every time I called from school, that's all we could talk about. I wanted updates about the car.
My role was to keep them well fed and inspire them.
My little sister was definitely like the cheerleader of the project.
I think my favorite part is when we changed the license plate and Gerty officially became Voltbug.
Not everything was easy. A few problems held things up, like swapping out the old combustible engine for the new electric one, while Debanshi was home from college.
We were trying to put in the motor, and that was really challenging. We spent the whole weekend trying to get it aligned. We did some research, and we realized we needed just a $3 alignment tool that could make the whole process a lot easier.
Pranav, who's in high school, says another big challenge was figuring out where to put not 1, but 12 batteries.
The hardest part was the design of the batteries fitting in, because of the weight and the actual space in the car. So these are 6 of the 12 batteries, and they are connected to the controller.
The other 6 are in the back, and each weighs about 50 pounds.
So this is pretty much everything we've done. This is the controller, which is the brains of the electrical car. It controls the motor. This is the motor, this is the controller.
Now for the easy part, plugging her in.
We just take the power cord, one end into the wall, and the other right here.
Hemant and Pranav also took the old engine apart as an exercise to see how it works. And check out what they found.
This is where the gas gets burned, and you can see all this black surface because of the carbon.
Gas, it pollutes the environment, but then having an electrical car, it doesn't pollute the environment.
With the electrical car, with today's technology, you can get up to 80, 100 miles. And for most of us, it is a practical mode of transportation. Electrical vehicle is the way of the future.
That future became the present for the Bhedas when the moment of truth arrived.
When we were finally going to start the car, do the last step, put in the batteries and start it, I booked a special flight home so that I could be a part of that.
So, it was time to find out whether Gerty's wheels would spin. And the family's video camera was rolling.
Slowly. When we hit the accelerator, the wheels moved, and it was really exciting.
The wheels moved, they turned. It was just very exciting. It worked.
The interesting thing was that, even though how much my wife inspired us all, when the car worked, she says, gee, I never believed you guys were ever going to get this thing done.
These days, the Bhedas take Gerty on short trips around the neighborhood and on errands. And of course, it's available for special occasions. And that sounds like my cue.
Now it's time for me to take a spin in Gerty. I'll catch you guys later. Wow, it's so quiet in here.
Coming up, have you seen the big green bus going through your town?
This bus has hit the road and is traveling across America, and you can't miss it.
We'll find out all about it coming up.
More Eco Company is still ahead.
"12 students traveling 12,000 miles on a bus, spreading their message of sustainability."
That's exactly what a group of Dartmouth College students did, and in a very unique vehicle.
So let's take a tour and see what makes it run. This is no ordinary bus.
The big green bus runs on biofuel and cooking oil.
And even processes some on board.
It's like the car from the movie Back to the Future.
Let's go find out how it works.
Well, hey guys, welcome to the Big Green Bus.
Oh, well, thanks for having us, Ari.
Definitely.
So this is a pretty cool bus, and I hear you have a really interesting fuel system going on. Is it possible we could see that?
Definitely, yeah, I'll take you right over. We're running on waste vegetable oil.
All right.
So what do we mean by veggie oil? Why, we're talking about this stuff, what's left over in the frying pan. Ari Capel tells us how the process works.
Inside of what used to be the luggage bays, we now hold the filters for our vegetable oil system. And I'm gonna pull this out all the way.
The bus gets its supply of waste veggie oil from restaurants along the route. And as you can imagine, they produce a lot of it.
We'll pull up right behind a restaurant. We'll take this PVC pipe here, and this is the end of our filter system. And we'll put this right down inside that tank of vegetable oil. And then we'll start pumping it through. We have a switch right here.
The oil goes through a special multi-filtering process that cleans it up before it's good to go.
These are 4-cylinder filters, and basically what these guys do is they'll take out all the food particles and a little bit of the water to make it so that our fuel is viable to run through the engine. It's just getting it to that really pure, clear liquid that we really want. And so this filter is very similar to actually a pool filter, and this is what we have inside of there. This is one of our replacements.
It's also heated and cooled in what's called a V-tank to remove any remaining gunk.
Since the water and particles are heavier than the actual oil, those will actually settle to the bottom, and then by opening this red lever here, we can actually leak it out. And that's what we're doing here. You can kind of see some of the particles settled to the bottom here. This was leaked out.
Geez, it's really like a chemistry experiment up in here.
Exactly.
This is chemistry that works, and the result is liquid gold.
Once it's in here, it's ready to go to the engine.
So, why use biofuel at all? Well, it's less harmful to the environment than fossil fuel burning petroleum. It doesn't produce any sulfur and produces 78% less carbon dioxide.
It really allows us to run on this recycled fuel, lower our carbon footprint, and talk to people about this really cool system that is still really, viable if someone's willing to put in the effort.
And do you save money through all this on gas?
The vegetable oil is free.
Ari and the other mechanics keep the system going, and it's a new job for most.
The most mechanics I had done before this was bike mechanics, and which I'm pretty good at, but bus is a little bit different, obviously.
We do have a lot of knowledge surrounding our vegetable oil system. It's a lot of plumbing, a lot of electric work, and things have gone wrong.
Inside the bus, it's as green as they come too. The bus is retrofitted with sustainable materials from top to bottom.
Well, welcome aboard the bus. Not only is this bus a model of alternative energy and sustainable transportation, but also the inside of this bus is modeled as kind of a sustainable living center, as a household, one might say.
First, there's how they get their power.
And what we have going on top is our solar panel system, and that is the energy we need to live inside this bus. All of the electronics that you see around, these computers, there's a fridge in the back, we have complex fluorescent lights that are lighting the entire inside.
Even electric sockets along the side get their juice from the sun, and crew member Kate DeRushy points out it saves more than just energy.
The cool thing about sustainability and the thing that we're talking about now is that everyone usually can get on board in some respect because it's about like saving money a lot of times, and everyone can get behind that. So, insulating your house, recycling in certain cities where it costs less to recycle, changing your light bulbs so your electricity bill drops, those sorts of things everyone can get behind.
The sustainability doesn't stop there. These countertops are made of bamboo. And that's important because bamboo can grow up to 3 feet a day in the right conditions.
That allows us to get these big countertops that, operate just as good as any other countertop in a way that doesn't lead to major deforestation in the way that hardwoods might.
Even what we're standing on is earth-friendly too.
These wood floors, not necessarily harvested in the most sustainable manner, but they're recycled. And what we always say is it's better to reuse and recycle than it is to create a new source, because it always has an energy input. And so these floors are actually from a house in Georgia that was being torn down.
So everything inside the big green bus is lighter living on the planet, right down to the last thought out detail.
We have the bark from a tree that was actually being cut down on our campus.
It's all part of the bigger picture these guys are trying to snap. And it's that going green isn't all work. It can save you money and also be fun too.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Eco Company. Thanks for watching.
For more information on the stories in our show, or to give us your feedback, check out our website at eco-company.tv.
And remember, you too can be part of the solution. We'll see you next time
on Eco Company.